Hello and what is up, hashtag nation? How's everybody going? Hope the sound's good. Hope everything's good on the dashboard that I got here. Hopefully all this stuff works. Had a little bit of an influx of equipment over the weekend, so hopefully that this will work out pretty fine. Obviously, we're doing the post game here for the Buffalo Bills versus the Baltimore Ravens. As the Buffalo Bills lose 24-17 to the Baltimore Ravens, which was, I mean, after going over some of the statistics and breaking down the game and doing a couple things that I did prior to just going live right now. Hey, what's up, B Lightning? What's up, Army? It's going to be, it's kind of a tough pill to swallow. You lose by 7 points to a team that's been unbelievably hot lately. So, Army, yes. Yeah, Nautica comes in and says, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. And Army says, Knox and the O-line were terrible today. I'm not going to disagree with you there. Man, football talk is really need to activate Duke. Ooh, that could be a discussion for tonight. But before we get into your questions and everything that's going on for tonight, I just wanted to, the giveaway that Paul and I are doing, I saved all of the things. I never uploaded it, but I will upload it. I will put it. If you guys go down in the description of the video, you guys could see the links that we have for our punt foundation. There's still 3 games left for you guys to get in for today, for the next 3 games at least. But we're gonna hand out 2 helmets. The first winner, randomly drawn, was a Levi Wallace autographed mini helmet, and that's going to be going to Daniel Garies. And the winner it was at the halftime, the score at the halftime. And then at the end of the game, the winner of the Devin Singletary mini helmet was going to be Jamie Osgood. So the first 2 winners have been announced. So autographed Levi Wallace and autographed Devin Singletary helmet will be going, and all the proceeds will be going to the Punt Foundation, as you guys well know. I'd like to thank you for all of your contributions in that. And keep it going. We still got boxes open for the rest of the games. The Patriots, the Steelers, and the Jets. So let me scroll up and try to get some of these questions here. And I got, hopefully, if it works out near the end of the broadcast, I'll have a nice little surprise for you guys too today. So let's see if I can get that going. All right. B Lightning, guess what I received in the mail today? I'm going to guess the wristband. Mad Football Talk. He's hungry. He'll catch the ball. Yes, he will. Matt Mallory comes and says Ford was awful. I have no disagreements there. The offensive line struggled with the blitz. A lot of things that the Baltimore Ravens were doing, as the Buffalo Bills over the past 3 weeks were running that up-tempo offense. They were getting up to the line. Not many teams, because they were kind of struggling with the new way the Buffalo Bills were running their offense, not many teams were coming up and shifting at the last minute. So what the Baltimore Ravens were doing today is what they were shifting a lot of their coverages and or what they were able to do on the defensive front. They were shifting it right when it was about to be snapped. So trying to take account for that was a little bit of a struggle for the Buffalo Bills today, especially when you have a player in Earl Thomas who is used to doing that type of thing. He's used to disguising a lot of things. He's playing a lot of robber coverage where he drops down in the box and takes away a lot of those crossing routes. But that's pretty much the thing that was happening a lot of the day today. So DM Mag, howdy boys, good to see ya. P Swizzy, 5-10 receivers aren't going to do it in a physical game like that and against press coverage. You know what? The Baltimore Ravens, they present a very interesting dynamic in their secondary that we haven't seen this year yet. So it's kind of tough to see. They have a lot of very tough corners and physical safeties, as we've seen today. So they can play in the box, they can play in coverage, they can do a lot of different things. So there's a reason that the Baltimore Ravens are 11-2 right now. So it's not like the Buffalo Bills, although a lot of us may be disappointed in the level of play. The Baltimore Ravens are a pretty hot team right now, and they're going to be very, very tough to beat as we go down the stretch. So let me see. Who else we have in here? G-Rock Allen needs to throw deep balls left-handed. Yeah, the drops were a problem. There were obviously, we all watched the game. We saw that there were a couple times that the ball was put on everybody, and it just didn't manifest. How about the refs, though? Let's talk about that real quick. I know it's very Billsy to talk about the refs in a post game, but good Lord. The Good Lord. That's all I'm going to say. And even on that last drive, it was just absolutely abysmal. I couldn't even really see it. Yeah, if you're joining us over on Sportscaster, we're also over there right now streaming. But yeah, Paul Berg, the no PI call. I thought that was a very interesting. Let's just talk about that for a second. I thought that was very interesting because as we were going through that, it happened right. I think it was the turn of the quarter. It was either the turn of the quarter or a 2-minute warning. I think it was the turn of the quarter. I thought he was going to get a couple looks at that if they were going to show it, or he was going to get a call from upstairs and say something like, "Hey, listen, you may want to challenge this." But as I was talking with Greg Tomset over at Cover One, I was talking with him on Twitter. Those calls have not gone very favorably in a lot of the teams and what they've done, and when they've tried to challenge it, it hasn't really gone favorable. So, I was kind of hoping that he would challenge it because I've seen him use timeouts in worse places. So I don't know why he didn't challenge it. I would have challenged it if I was him. Yeah, the no PI call. Let me see. Bills fan 7883. A pure blown coverage by Poyer leads to 7, and a fumble led to 7. Yeah, that's 14 gimme points, no doubt. We lost by 7. The rest were horrendous. The Bills should have won this game. It's. I think the disappointment in lies is when you start to take a look at the Baltimore Ravens coming in and playing the Buffalo Bills, and the way that the first half and some of the second half started to go. It was really tough. It was really tough to see what was going on because then. At some point, after the Bills scored a touchdown, you start to say to yourself, wait, did this game get away from Buffalo? Let me just go over the stats for you guys, and I'll hit the chat up one more time. The statistics for the game: Baltimore was 3 for 11 on third down. The Buffalo Bills were 4 for 17. That you just can't have that happen. Now, the Baltimore Ravens were held to 118 yards rushing, which is their lowest of the year. They haven't run for less than that in the entire year. They threw for 139 yards, which is the second lowest. The lowest passing yardage that they had for the entire year was last week versus San Francisco. So the Buffalo Bills defense, albeit giving up 24 points, and I'll get to that point in a second, don't worry about that. They only held them to 257 yards for the entire game. Now, when you look at the flip side of that for the Buffalo Bills, 104 yards rushing, which is the third lowest that they've had. And they had their lowest passing total in 105 yards for a total of 209 yards, which was just, it was bad. And they lost the time of possession battle as well. So that being said, the TD drives that Baltimore had, 24, 75, and 51. And the 75 one was marked by the 61-yard touchdown by Hayden Hurst. So by and large, this defense came to play today. They did very, very well defending the Baltimore Ravens and doing what they needed to do, albeit they had 10 days to prepare. But in those 10 days, what did the offense do? I was so disappointed in some of the things that the offense was doing. It was 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And who mentioned it? Richard Greenwood. Yeah. Andre Roberts needs to, sit in the end zone a couple times. But if you look at the drives and what the Buffalo Bills had to go through, it was rough. It was rough sledding for the Bills all day. Paul Berg, Poyer chose poorly. Thomas Falzone, hey, thanks, man. Do you think we give up on running too easily? I think there was a lot of times in the second half that he was still feeding Singletary the ball. Those outside zone plays weren't going to work. I don't know if the offensive line was banged up or they just couldn't get to the outside or the speed. Jadon was a monster outside for Baltimore today, so it was really tough to see. I would have liked to see a few more interior runs. Or if you want to pull more, so you want to pull Feliciano or get Spain out on the edge. A lot of those things were being negated by some penalties, some very ticky-tack penalties, and obviously Dawkins was hobbling near the end of that game, so I'm not really sure what was going on with him. Naveed, yeah, Beasley took a dive. Beasley looked like LeBron James today. That was ridiculous. John Marlowe, we lost because we were out of pretzels. Dabo ran out of pretzels. That's what happened. I don't deny that at all. Those screens to 19 were killer. Yeah, absolutely. What's with the wide receiver screens against press coverage? I never thought screens would really work that well. I didn't know if if Dable was trying to set something up. Now, usually when you try to run those screens and you're successful, we've seen the Bills be somewhat successful. A lot of those screens that you run it out of a trips bunch set, which there's 3 wide receivers, and you throw it to the guy that's in the back, so the 2 wide receivers can block, and he could probably pick a lane. And since McKenzie is a returner, he's good at picking lanes. When you just single him up out there, or have him when a 2 wide receiver set on the side, you throw a wide receiver screen, he's got a sideline there, so there's not really much room for him to work on the outside. What I thought Dable was going to do later in the game was, I thought he was going to try to throw that or pump it and have the slot receiver fake like he was going to block the outside and then kind of take up the sideline. But, I mean, how many times, or how many passes, not just drop passes, but how many passes were just off of the fingertips of some of the receivers that were going? I mean, it was, you were right there. It just seems like you were right there. And for me, it's not anybody else, it's just for me, I think the Buffalo Bills realized they could win that game too late in the game. Like, it was just, there wasn't enough time left. They got the ball with 5:40 left, and it was tough sledding for them. That 12-play drive that they had that stalled took about a month. I swear to God, that last drive Buffalo Bills had, it felt like it took a month because of all the flags that were on the field. It was just abysmal. Thomas Falzone, we need more complimentary football by running more. I think we could. I mean, Singletary had 17 carries today. I mean, it wasn't bad. He had 6 catches, so you're getting the kid 23 touches. I think that's great. But they have to be, positive plays. You got to call them at the right times. Buffalo Buddha, Ravens defense came to play. You're not going to get any argument from me. That defense was a lot better than I thought it was. I mean, I thought they were good. I thought they were a really good defense, a really tough defense. But they punched the Bills in the mouth today. It was just bad. Evan Anderson, that Clark guy was pretty insane today for Baltimore, all over the field and continuous pressure on him. Yeah, absolutely. I always thought, when he was doing that thing, he was walking up to the line and they were going to get that half a yard or whatever. I thought Allen was going to snap it and throw it in the end zone because technically if you're offsides, it's a free play, right? Why not get it and throw a little pass to somebody? You got the down. Why not do it? I think he might have hit Allen, though. I think that he might have touched Allen when that happened. Wasn't all able to run as well as he could after the injury. Yeah, Ryan Cecil. Allen wasn't able to run that well after the injury. He tried to rely on his arm. Yeah, he did. I was wondering, though, like during the game, I kind of thought about it near the end of the game. Do you think that the last 6 games of the year of 2018, Josh Allen would have been a little bit different? The result of the game would have been a little bit different if he played today? I always thought that was... It seems like there was a couple times where he tried to purposely stay in the pocket a little bit more. Where he could have taken off. I mean, he didn't run a lot. The stats on him running, I didn't write them down, but they weren't very good. John Marlowe, Knox needs to run laps with footballs thrown at him so he doesn't miss a beat. If he catches it, another person. It's like the movie The Program when they had the running back end up carrying the football with him everywhere. It was pretty funny. Brown should have gotten first down yardage and not a game tie TD at the end. Yeah, I don't know what it was eerily reminiscent of the 4th down play that the Bills had at home when Brown threw it was a slant route over the middle. I can't remember which team it was. I want to say it was the Eagles, but I'm not sure. When he ran that post, it was the wrong play. He ran the wrong pattern. I mean, Allen even said that in the previous game that he ran the wrong pattern. He threw that short dig. So, yeah, I don't know what was going on there. It seemed like a couple times when the Bills got into 4-down territory, Allen just took such an untimely sack, and it just hurt. If you think about all things considered, the Buffalo Bills were in a 4th and 18, and that's when the pass interference happened to Beasley. I mean, what do you do? I mean, the game probably should have been over at that point. So, G-Rock, Knox needs Gorilla Glue on his gloves. Yeah, probably does. Those 2 penalties by the Ravens at the end zone pissed me off. Blatant delaying the game for rest and no real repercussions, like 2 yards. Yeah, they take advantage of the rules. I mean, I believe it was the Baltimore Ravens who did it in the Super Bowl and also did it against the Cincinnati Bengals in a regular season game. They were punting with like 15 seconds left, and they were going into their own end zone, and they were blatantly holding. When you hold and you get a flag called on you for holding near the end of the game, there's a 10-second runoff. So they basically just circumvented the rules and using it to their advantage. Couple bad drop passes. Paul Berg, he struggles with the wind. After Buffalo Buddha comes in, this is Allen in windy games struggling. He struggles with the wind. He seems to. I thought he threw pretty well today. There were some balls that just weren't very good at all. I mean, when he threw that one over the middle, I mean, you got, and when they threw it away when he was getting sacked, he is an incredibly strong individual. I mean, you can't really doubt Allen's strengths and how big the kid is, and for him to just be getting dragged down by a defender and heave the ball 30 yards downfield. I mean, that's not fair. That's just not even fair at all. John Marlowe. The Ravens D is gassed out of no huddle. I saw it today. They bring all the energy and blitzes with the front 4 or 3 slowing down. Saw them bring 5 at least every other play. Yeah, they were always bringing pressure, constant pressure. What they were doing was, some of the things that Paul and I talked about last week on the drive was, okay, Ty Nsekhe's out. Teams were trying to expose Deion Dawkins. They were trying to overload blitz his side. But now when Nsekhe went out, Ford's there, so they're going to try to expose the rookie. I mean, you do have a rookie in there. I mean, let's call it what it is. So as teams were starting to overload blitz, and like I said, they were doing those shifts right before the snap of the ball. So as you call out your protections and you have the man that you have, sometimes right at the end of that, if they shift, it'll kind of throw a wrench in the plan. So the Bills weren't really adjusting and shifting as well. And you got to think, you can be mad about Allen, you can be mad about the wide receivers not getting open and some of the drops and stuff like that. But if it all starts up front. If they're not holding guys off of Allen, then it's not really going to be a successful day for him. And as we saw, I mean, he didn't have a successful day at all. All right, Joshua Clark. Half of our team didn't even play today. LOL, Bills are legit. Joshua Clark. Okay. All right. Yeah, too many drops and overthrows. A couple touch passes in the first quarter. We could have scored 2 touchdowns. Paul. Yeah. When he was throwing those over the middle, I think he was trying to go for Foster and maybe he was trying to go for Brown. It was really tough. I mean, he just, like I said, they were just there. They were just there, just a little bit. Allen took some nasty shots today, no doubt. I got nervous when Allen went down with that ankle knee injury. Glad he was okay. Eliana, so much of his game is predicated on being able to move in the pocket and manipulate the pocket and get outside the pocket and shift zone. So when you don't have that, it's really tough. It's going to be really tough. Noisy boy. Allen played like dog crap today. That's putting it lightly. Yeah, he didn't have his best game. But you got to think about it this way. And if you're upset and you're disappointed, that's fine. So, if you think about all of those things considered, Buffalo Bills had their lowest passing, had their third lowest rushing. They held Baltimore to their lowest rushing, their second lowest passing output. Take all those things into consideration, the drops, the penalties, everything else, the short field, giving up a big play, turning the ball over on a fumble. All of those things wrapped up all into one. The Bills still lost by 7 points to arguably the best team in the NFL right now. So, that being said, bummed, not upset. Joshua Chase. I mean, I get you there. That all being considered, is this the Bills team that now, I mean, after the Thanksgiving Day game, everyone was high on the Bills. And then they were like, well, but they didn't play anybody. And everyone that I talked to this whole past week were all saying, you know what, all this other stuff going on. So you think about the team. They didn't play anybody. They didn't play anybody. Now they play the Ravens, probably tougher than anybody played them all year. In the midst of this streak, and they're a hot team. Do you think that gives any kind of legitimacy to the Buffalo Bills in the AFC now, even though they lost? Does that give them any legitimacy? I mean, if they would have beat them, I would have shut down Bills Twitter. I really would have. I wouldn't have been on there. I wouldn't have done anything. I would have called in sick to work tomorrow. I probably would have done a couple other things. But that all being said, I can't believe. I mean, if the Bills would have won, but because the Bills didn't win and how they only lost by 7 points, Do you think that this offers some legitimacy to the Buffalo Bills making a statement in the AFC or the playoffs this year? So, Paul Berg, good thing we're still in the 5th spot by a game. Got you there. The offense played bad. We still had a chance to win against the best team in the league right now. And how could you be that mad? Yeah, Pete Swizzy. Yeah, I mean, I always try to look at the bright side and try to be as objective as possible. They played horrible. Offensively, they played horrible. Defensively, they played great, but still gave up 24 points to a team that was averaging 33. I mean, what do you do? Like I said with the statistics, they held them to 2 of their lowest yardage totals of the year. I mean, they had a game plan. Earlier in the year when they played the Patriots, they had a game plan. They held the Patriots under 10 points, the defense. So, I don't know. Somebody had a question. I want to see it. I agree. We get offensively sound and polished. We're on our way along. Yep. Mario, do you think that we can get to Noisy Boy? Mario, do you think that we can get to improve this team in the off season? Also, what's your opinion on the refs today? Well, if you checked out Twitter, our Twitter handle at #Sports, I was all over the refs today. I thought they had a hole in their pocket, they were blind, whatever kind of description you want to use for the refs. I pretty much used it today. But as far as the offseason goes, the Buffalo Bills, I think they're close to $90 million under the cap. They have a lot of key guys to sign that they drafted. It's one of the first seasons that Bean and McDermott are going to be signing guys that they drafted. So we're going to see where they set the market personally for this team. But as far as everything goes right now, I think you could see certain points on this team that you can improve. Special teams has to improve. You may need a kicker and a punter next year. You may need you may need to solidify that line a little bit more. A lot of these guys are on 1 and 2 year deals with the exception of Morse. Defensively, you may have to make some decisions as far as the cornerback position and or the other linebacker position because Lorenzo Alexander may not be here next year. So you have options as far as the offseason goes. But Paul Berg, we need a punter now. Yeah. Yes. True. G-Rock, Mario, would you bring back Lawson? He is such an interesting individual, isn't he? I think he is. Would I re-sign him? Yeah, I'd re-sign him. I think what will determine whether or not they re-sign him is what happens with Ed Oliver. I think we've talked about this before, but if Ed Oliver stays at the weight as he's at, they may bump him to DN. And can you imagine the force that you would have up the middle with Oliver, Phillips, and Hughes on there? Oh my God, you're not doing anything. Tom Boyers, do you think we re-sign Spain? I think he's played well enough to earn a spot, maybe a 3-year deal. I mean, I'd give him a deal, but I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment. But I've watched this line quite a bit on film, and I like the way that this line. It seems that every game, albeit today, I haven't watched the film from today, but we all saw what happened. I believe that they're doing very well. They are doing very, very well, and the continuity that you would have if you kept this line together would be very, very huge for this team and huge for Allen because then he can know where guys are going to be. The running back, Singletary, getting used to the line, how they open up holes, where they go, where they're moving, how they, the athleticism of them and where they're moving is huge, is absolutely huge. So that's my take on that. Brown and Beasley have been good. Joshua Chase, Brown and Beasley have been good, but we still need a wide receiver. The thing is with the EP system, Earnhardt Perkins system that the Buffalo Bills run, that Dable wants to run, it's not predicated on a bona fide number 1 wide receiver. Now, it's predicated on route concepts that you want to take advantage of defensive weaknesses. I understand that. Would a number 1 wideout help you get into those route concepts faster? Absolutely. Would it be great if you can't scheme a guy open? Yeah, it would be great to have a guy like that. But the system isn't really made for that. So what does that mean? Well, if you don't have a system, if your offensive system is not predicated on having a number 1 wide receiver, then that chunk of money that it would take for your team to acquire a big name, big guy wide receiver, that money could be spread elsewhere. And you could put it on 2 or 3 different role players that you need to have as far as depth goes for this team. that's the way that the New England Patriots have been surviving all of these years. Is that Brady's never until this year, Brady was never one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. Belichick spends all of his money on defense, and he spends all of his money on offensive line. It doesn't have a number one wideout. The only time he did was when he had Randy Moss, and I didn't even think he was making that much then. So that's crazy. I don't know. Noisy Boy comes in. Who would you want to inquire to improve? Anyone you're looking at in this upcoming draft? Yeah, man, it's so far down the line. I haven't even started prepping for drafts, even though I've been watching tape on this guy and that guy in the college game. I haven't really been prepping a lot of it. When the season gets over, that's when Paul and I start hitting the ground running as far as the prepping for the draft. But as far as free agents, I was looking at a lot of the free agents that were going to be out next year, and none of them were really high on my list. I know I jokingly mentioned Vic Beasley to Paul, and he's going to kill me for saying it, but it's not really. I don't know. I like the talent the kid has, but if you're not re-signing Shaq Lawson, then you're going to have to go after somebody. I think you're going to have to somebody. John Marlowe signed all our defensive guys. Absolutely. Evan Anderson re-signed Lawson, Jordan, or Phillips, Johnson. Get a new punter. Draft another high round offensive tackle and nose tackle. Let your boy Star go. Trade for OBJ. That would be interesting. It would be interesting if OBJ was here. I don't know if there's enough footballs to go around for OBJ, but yeah, Star. I mean, you're going to take a $7.6 million cap hit if you let him go. That's your choice. I mean, there's an allegiance that I think Bean and McDermott have for defensive tackles that they draft in the first round. So I think that's where that is, I guess. We need John Marlowe. We need a beast wide receiver, 6'4", swift and strong. I looked at a lot of the wide receivers that were coming out this year, and I think there's only one or two of them, and I don't even think they're first round guys that are over 6'2". A lot of those are those shifty slot guys. So, Trek Reviewer, KC is beating New England 17-7. Man, but here let's take a step back for this. Joshua Chase. A lot of people want. Yes, Paul, I wanted Metcalf. A lot of people in the Buffalo area wanted DK Metcalf. I'm not going to lie about that. That was awesome. But it's week 14. Buffalo Bills are now 9-4. But prior to today, and when you woke up yesterday at this time, or when you were sitting here yesterday at this time, 24 hours ago, the Buffalo Bills, in a scenario talked about on media everywhere, was, hey, if they beat the Ravens, Kansas City beats the Patriots. By the time the Bills play the Patriots, that could be for the number one seed. In week 14, we're talking about the Buffalo Bills had an opportunity at some point to get the number one seed. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, that wasn't my thought process going into this. Going into week 14 of the 2019 season, when Paul and I were going about the Bills and all this other stuff, that is amazing to me. That is amazing just to be in that spot. And the fact is they're 9-4. They're only going to get stronger after this game. I think they're going to find out what their weaknesses are and try to figure that out. And then I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to, probably, you think 11-5. I think 11-5 is a possibility. I mean, they have Pittsburgh, the Jets, and New England. So 11-5, hopefully 12-4. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. Trey needs to get the NEs now. Oh my God, Trey White doing that was absolutely hysterical. I could not stop laughing at that. All right, Robert Sheary, resign Shaq, let Murphy go, draft another defensive end. Oh no, not Murphy. No. Please don't do that to me. I like Murphy. I like what he does. He's a technically sound guy. He's pretty awesome. D'Antanyan, hey boys, thanks for the wristband. You are welcome, my friend. Bills will beat the Steelers. Buffalo Buddha, yeah, hopefully. They had a 40% roster turnover this year. A lot of snarl, yeah, a lot of holes to fill. I'm sure they'll keep doing it next year, especially on offense. I think they will. Yannick Ngakoue, anyone. Noisy boy. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Is Murphy under contract next year? Yes. Yes. I like Murphy. I think he's a. If you watched our videos this past week, any of the new subscribers too, I just wanted to put this out there real quick. If you're a new subscriber and you just joined during the season, our natural thing that Paul and I do is we drive in the car and we talk about the Bills. If there's anything you guys want us to discuss on those drives, we do it. Okay, you want to? Hey, can you discuss this? Can you discuss this? If we can't get to a particular topic that everyone wants, we'll put it in a rapid fire segment and we'll just fire it off. That's basically the crux of our show. When the off season hits, Paul and I are in the car every weekend, and we're pumping out 4 or 5 episodes for you guys all week. So we don't have an off season. You know, when we talk about the Bills. If you want to talk to some of the veterans here that have been in the nation for a while, that's what we do. That's our thing. So this past week, what you saw with our videos that we had was pretty much our show most of the season. But in season, it's just with time and kids and all this other stuff that we're doing, we can't really devote that much time to getting in the car, once a week and doing all that stuff. So that's what we have. Yeah. So, about the giveaway, I just want to remind everyone once again, the halftime winner was Daniel Garies. He won the Levi Wallace autographed mini helmet, and the winner at the end of the game was Jamie Osgood. He got the Devin Singletary autographed helmet. So those are our first 2 winners. You guys you still again get in. There are a lot of boxes left for you to get for the, let me see, what is it? The Steelers game. So we're going to be giving away once again at halftime and at the end of the game. That game was flexed, so we're still working out the details for that. I might be calling that game by myself due to Paul has a prior engagement, so that might happen that day. However, that game's going to be pretty late, guys. So if you want to join us for that game, we're going to be doing play-by-play for that. Just for the simple fact is, Faust was awful. Dan is just abysmal. I couldn't stand listening to him today. I mean, when the Buffalo Bills were down 24-15 and they were going for 2 with 7 minutes left, he goes, "Oh, I don't think this is the play here." What? You haven't scored a touchdown all day. You got to try to get some points now. You got to go down 1 score. They have the ball with 7 minutes left. I mean, if it was 7 minutes left in the third quarter, I could see you kicking the extra point. But at that point, no, it doesn't make any sense. So, Hen Dog might be going to the Pittsburgh game. So. Last time we were flex, lost 56-10. No bueno. Paul Berg, Dawkins, Spain, move forward to guard. What's wrong? You don't like Feliciano? What's wrong with you? That's pretty funny, actually. I'm not gonna lie about that. Yeah. So all things considered, that's what we have. Matt's vids. That Ravens defense is a lot better than I thought. That they were smashing Allen and Singletary all game. We hung with them, though. I'm proud. Go Bills, no doubt. Spain is a free agent. Yes, Spain will be a free agent. Oh, no, get rid of Dawkins. Really? Get rid of Spain? Oh, so you want to move Ford. You want to have Ford and Feliciano as guards. I got you. All right, so Feliciano, Ford, and and Morse in the middle. Man, you're going to be dealing with the same thing you dealt with this year with the rotating alignment. So, I don't know. So, here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm probably insane for doing this. Try him at a punter. All right, so I'm probably insane for doing this, but for the 58 people that are joining us today, thank you for joining for #Nation. I'm going to try this, see if it'll work. On the screen, you're going to see a phone number, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. That's the call-in for hashtag. We're going to do a hotline for as horrible as it is for you guys, for the nation. So if you guys want to call in and ask me a question and talk a little bit and vent your frustrations, if we could try to keep it clean, that'd be great. But if you guys want to do that, that'd be great. But the number's up there if you want to call it. Let me know. Buffalo Buddha. Yeah, the Ravens always had a good defense. Naveed. Let a bunch of free agents go and get compensatory picks. I know this is it's not going to work out very well with a lot of you because you're probably watching on your phones. Not really sure. I just figured that out. Quickly screenshot so I can prank call later. Oh, you better not. You better not. The Bills should draft Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame. He's 6'5" wide receiver, can go up and get it. He plays special teams. Ooh, that would be good. Already better than WG. Uh-oh. We got one. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, who am I speaking with on the hashtag hotline?
This is Evan Anderson from Hawaii.
Hey, what's up, Evan? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, good. Good to talk to you.
Yeah,
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
I've heard that so many times on radio stations, so much. What'd you think about the game today, and what would you change if you're the head coach right now?
Disappointed with the outcome. Offense kind of let me down. Defense played well. I probably try to look at some of those long deep throws that Allen was trying to hit. Missed quite a few. Probably change that up maybe with more intermediate routes, just trying to move the chain a little bit more going forward, get that run game spinning, keep their defense on the field. That's about it on my part.
Absolutely, man. It's great. I love how you're breaking the cherry on this on this call. And Paul and I were thinking about doing this for a while, and I don't know. I was just fearing that Paul Berg would call in, but I'm glad you're the first caller.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I got your. Yeah, thanks for the bracelet too. Just got in the mail. Got back from Thailand, so just grabbed that today. So.
Oh, phenomenal!
Thanks
man.
again for that.
Thanks for riding thanks for riding with us, buddy, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call.
Hey, no problem.
Keep doing the good work.
You got it, bud. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Evan. Oh, and of course, someone else comes in. Let's see how this goes. Hey, you're on the hashtag hotline.
Oh, what's up, Mario?
Uh-oh.
So you didn't want me to call in, huh?
Is this Paul? Is this the Berg?
What? This is Mr. Berg.
Oh, Mr. Berg. Keep it clean, buddy. I know how you are. What's up?
Oh, man. Dawkins was killing me today. He was killing me. That sack fumble was all on him. He left Knox out there on his own, and he went inside to the linebacker who didn't even have anything to do with the play. Killed me.
I couldn't have said that better myself. There's a lot of times where they put him on, but you know what? That could have been attributed to the Ravens knowing that Dawkins always looks inside first for pressure, and then you put Knox, a rookie, another rookie out there and doing that. Oh man, it was bad. I 100% agree with you, man. That was not.
Well, Dawkins needs to look at the tape and watch the Ravens left tackle and learn how to spin someone to the inside.
True. Absolutely.
It was awful.
No, I agree with you.
I couldn't believe it.
I didn't like it. I was not a fan of it. You and I have talked many times about Deion Dawkins and his limitations as a tackle. A lot of people were very high on him.
Best place for him is at the bottom of Lake Erie. Goodbye.
Phenomenal. Oh, man. Paul. Thank you for calling in, brother. Appreciate it.
Brother.
All right,
you take care. Later.
You too. Paul Berg, yes. Oh my God, and the Dawkins, he struggles. He struggles at times. There's times where he does well, and there's times where he struggles, and it's that's what happens with that's what happens with him. You can't have that out of your left tackle. He has to be so solid in there. All right, let's try this. Hey, you're on the hashtag hotline.
Hey, what's up, Mario? What's good?
Not much, buddy. How you doing? Who am I speaking to?
I don't know. You might remember me, Noisy Boy.
Noisy, what's up, buddy?
Man, I'm just chilling. I've been subbed to your channel since like 200 subs, man. I'm glad how the channel has grown. I'm proud of it.
Thank you, man. Like I said, when I reference all of the usual suspects and the originals, man, you're there. You were there when we were at 200. It's awesome.
I'm probably one of the youngest people, too. I'm only 17 out here.
So you're the one that accounts for that 0.1% that we have of viewership.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I had a big problem with the drops today, and those are just killing me. Just momentum stoppers.
Oh my God, yeah. The one drive where they had when he threw across his body to Knox, and Knox picked his head up and looked up. That would have been a first down play. Maybe would have extended that drive. Maybe would have been the touchdown that the Buffalo Bills needed to stay in the game. So it's definitely, you don't want to lose, but if there's a good thing that you could take out of this game for the Buffalo Bills, I mean, that's got to be one thing that you do take out of it. So
Yeah, for sure. The fact that Allen only completed 43% of his passes and we only lost by one touchdown, like, that's a pretty rare thing, especially against a team that's very good at capitalizing on other teams' mistakes.
absolutely, no doubt. I mean, it's not in Allen's game to throw 39 times a game. I think what he would like to do and what Dable would like to do is probably have. Hold on 1 second. I think he would want to have a guy like Jackson throw like 25 times. So.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for watching, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, all right. I'll be here to the last video, I swear.
All right, awesome, man. Take care, buddy.
All right. Let's
Whoop. Oh, crap. Let's try to get to another call. I got to see how to mute that. The ringer. How to mute my ringer when that happens. Sound for incoming message. Let's see. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, thank you, Noisy Boy, for calling in, man. That was awesome. That was cool. Yeah, whoever was just trying to call in, I don't know who it was, but I had to try to. This might be it. Let me see. Hey, welcome to the hashtag hotline.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. Who am I speaking to?
Momo.
Romo, what's up?
Man, what's going on?
What do you think about the game today?
Man, listen. If Josh Allen could throw the deep passes, he would have won. I think that's what made us lose.
It was tough. It was tough today. I mean, like I said when I was talking about it a little bit earlier in the stream. I mean, they were just like right there. They were just like right there. So I don't know if the wind getting him or a bunch of other things that are getting to him, but those deep passes, man, he's got to start hitting those to try to get people out of that box. And
Yeah, man. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
This offense, I think is set up to throw. You know what I mean? A few deep passes. Let me throw like 20 times a game, and those deep passes, that's what he needs to throw for us to score.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? If you can't throw those, man, I don't know, man, we ain't gonna be winning.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing does, it doesn't give the defenders and everybody. They have no reason to respect the deep ball at all. And if you're not able to complete those, I am in 100% agree with you. He has to start hitting, and not just like hitting one or two. He needs to start hitting some of those down the field. And if you do that, you loosen up coverage, you loosen up everything behind it. You give Singletary some places to run and catch, and that's what you got to do. I mean, it's unfortunate he's not able to hit those consistently, but hopefully in the next 3 games he gets it sorted out. But good weather is not on the horizon, though.
Yeah, you seen before the commercial, Brian Dable shaking his head. I know because he couldn't throw the deep passes and the last play, the last throw. I don't know why they didn't have Beasley.
Yeah,
he always burns his whoever's checking him.
Oh yeah,
threw it to 4th and 8. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I like him. I like him underneath. Beasley is absolutely disgusting underneath. I wish he would be utilized more, but I think what teams were doing and what the Ravens did today, I only saw. Actually, you can't really see too far downfield, but a lot of things they were doing, they were bumping him at the line and they were playing a little bracket coverage on him. So with that amount of pressure coming in on Allen, he just really couldn't find him. So, it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah, man. It's another way you can't swallow the loss, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one to get that on my chest, man.
All right, you got it. All right, thanks for calling in, brother.
Thanks, man.
All right, later. All right, awesome. Yeah, I mean, the completing the deep balls has got to be huge for Allen. He really has to start doing that just for, like what we just talked about. You got to get guys out of the box for Singletary. John Roberts comes in and said, yeah, Josh had a lot of pressure today. No doubt he did. No doubt. Okay. All right. Hey, it's the hashtag hotline. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Mario, Jack Patrick, aloha, calling from Hawaii.
You know what? I got 4 calls today, and they are 2 of them are from Hawaii. Like, really? How you doing, buddy? Good to talk to you, man.
Hey, good to talk to you, Mario. Listen, I'm not going to say much because I'm really angry. But I'm just angry because we lost. I'm a sore loser. But I think you got to stick with Devin on the ground. When he rushes 7 times for 70 yards, you got to go to play action down there towards the end zone to get some action. But last thing I'll say, and then I'll hang up, is on to Pittsburgh. Let's go.
Absolutely, on to Pittsburgh. Thanks for calling in, buddy. Aloha. Oh, man, that was pretty awesome. Yeah, I get 2 calls from Hawaii. This is phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, you got to try to get the ball into Singletary a little bit more, and we're on to Pittsburgh. And guys, if you happen to enjoy, I think most of you did. I think from here on out, if I call the hotline, will I be teleported to Hawaii? Snarl, we can only hope. I'd love to be in Hawaii right now. I think around Tuesdays is what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting in the highlight videos. I think you guys like those hype videos. So, hey, you're on the hashtag hotline. Is this Dave?
Yeah, this is Mario.
Hey,
Down here in Clearwater, Florida.
Hey.
Good. Hey, so today's game, yeah, I think we're all kind of frustrated. But I was thinking, sorry, I'm turning my mute off because I'm watching you on TV at the same time.
That's all right.
Which this is what YouTube does to me. See, here's the thing: is I was thinking, and I'm not frustrated with the game plan.
No.
I was sitting there thinking, okay, wouldn't it have been cool when we got down within the 20 to have one of our wide receivers over 6'2" to give Josh that ability to have somebody tall. And I'm not just thinking tall, but with some speed on there.
Yeah.
And the second thought I was thinking, this is a long term, is I love Devin Singletary as a running back. I would love to see somebody younger than Frank Gore that we could put a 2 running back backfield together. That could give a little bit more punishment.
Absolutely.
Those are my thoughts on the game altogether. And a little bit of it's short term, a little bit it's long term. But, I'm looking at it going, after all the years we've been through of crappy seasons,
yep.
And I can go back far enough to remember the Bills in the 70s and 80s when we really sucked badly. I'm loving this year, so
yeah.
I'm going to take it.
It is a great year this year, man. Thanks for your call. I think as far as if you want to go short term, long term with Singletary, I was even talking about after Gore got the record, or not the record, but moved into 3rd place on the all-time rushing. I was thinking of activating T.J. Yeldon. He's a little bit younger. He offers that receiving threat out of the backfield. I just thought is that something to mix it up for teams because, Devin can't do it all himself. I don't.
The wide receiving aspect. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome. You put them both in there because Devin can catch a little bit.
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
what he's shown.
Absolutely. He had a drop today, but I don't put that all on him. He usually has pretty sure hands. But as far as the taller wideout, faster wideout, I think what they're trying to do is use Knox in that role so much right now. I don't know what's going on with Duke Williams. I really don't. He seems like a taller guy who can go up and get the ball, and you have to account for him, which could take a guy out of coverage if you want to run those underneath routes, but you don't have a guy to take coverage off. And like you said, he's got to have a little bit more speed. So you can't. It's not necessarily you could just put Croft there and just have him be that guy that's your big receiving threat. But what you're paying Croft, why not use him? Even though he doesn't have as much speed, it could be you could use him down there. So
it's the mismatch thing at that point.
Yes. Yes, absolutely, no doubt.
Hey, I'm going to let you go so you can talk to other folks. Mario, it has been fun. Thank you so much, guys.
Hey, no problem, Dave. Thank you for calling and thanks for riding with us, buddy. All right, Dave from Clearwater. We're getting all these warm weather states calling in, man. You guys are making me jealous. Naveed, why have Duke out there when you can have Lee Smith? I'm done. I'm absolutely finished. I should end the stream on that because that was hysterical. Tell Duke to get to Eaton. We're putting him at tight end next year. Yeah, Rudy. Yeah, let's do it. Evan Anderson. KC is handling the Pats. I don't think that they will drop to the Bengals or Dolphins, but it would be a statement game if we can get through Pittsburgh next week and handle the Pats the week after. Yeah, absolutely. That would be amazing. Trek Revere, what do you think of either Hunt or Melvin Gordon? We'll go to the Bills next year in KC 20-7, New England at the half. A lot of people were talking about Melvin Gordon coming to the Buffalo Bills. this year, and maybe at the trade deadline executing a trade for him, as he didn't want to go there. But yeah, Dave forgot totally about Lee Smith. Yeah, I think a lot of people forgot about Lee Smith. Yeah, but as far as those guys, I see. I think they're sold on drafting and developing their own. I think that's why. They inherited LaShawn McCoy. That was one of the things that they inherited. But then they ended up signing Frank Gore, and everyone was like, okay, why are you doing that? Because they were going to bring a young back in who they were going to try to have for the next 12 years in Devin Singletary. So I think that's kind of the thing that they wanted to do. I think if you bring a guy in like Gordon or Hunt, you're not going to allow Singletary to develop into that number one guy that you want and who you think you stole in the third round. So, I mean, it's just my take. I could be wrong, obviously, on that. But as far as those guys go, like that's why I was kind of I didn't really go too hard at the AJ Green, the Melvin Gordons, all these other guys that were big name guys who had kind of a checkered past and or history. Because if they do that, they want like high character guys here in Buffalo. So that's basically what they want to do. So by having that team chemistry of building from within, kind of like the Green Bay Packers did for so many years, that's what they're wanting to do. John Marlowe, winter football is real football and the toughest football ever. It makes champions. True story. True story on that. All right. So, wasn't too wintry in Buffalo today. Paul Berg, nice. Oh, man. So, yeah, we're getting close to the end. Listen, we still have 3 games left in the season. The Buffalo Bills are 9-4. They drop a heartbreaker, I'm going to call it, to the Baltimore Ravens 24-17. A very tough game, although the defense did play lights out. And you have a defense here that is one that you could take to the playoffs. I believe that this defense is one that you could take to the playoffs. They did pretty well today, albeit giving up 24 points. I know, but 2 of those were on a short field. That being said, we got 3 games left if you want to donate to the Punt Foundation. All proceeds are going to the Punt Foundation. We gave away to Daniel Garies. Daniel Garies won the first half. Levi Wallace autographed mini helmet. And in the second half, it was Jamie Osgood that won the Devin Singletary autographed helmet. Daniel, you came in late. I don't know if you realize that you won the Levi Wallace helmet. So those things will be out in the mail this week for you guys. Check reviewer. How about Andy Dalton to the Bills backup? I know it would be fun. It'd be a funny story. I don't know. I think what they do. I think they like Barkley. I like what they have in Barkley because he realizes what his role is. He's not going to challenge, Allen as a starter. So, so ladies and gentlemen, Hashtag Nation, thank you for joining us. Get in on it. We got PayPal, we have Venmo, and we have a Cash App. If you want to buy boxes for the next game, you can win a mini helmet, mini football, all autographed. I'm currently putting a video together to show you that we actually have video of us getting it signed by the player, so you guys could have that authenticity. 3 games left. We're going to be doing going back because Paul and I weren't in the car this week. We're going to be going back to the old schedule where Wednesday we're going to go. We're going to live stream, Paul and I, and then I'm going to have the Friday film room back up and running for you guys this Friday. So that being said, for everyone in the nation for joining me tonight, thank you very much. We're going to try to do the hotline a little bit more with Paul now that I gave it a test run with you guys. Thank you for calling in tonight and sharing your thoughts. But as far as that goes, Buffalo Bills are 9-4, and they're still in the driver's seat, and they still control their own destiny. So for Hashtag Sports and Hashtag Nation, thank you for joining me, guys. I'm out of here.